Hello everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Today we're talking Chanel and theft. Now there has been a lot of theft going on, mostly in the States and elsewhere, from luxury boutiques, mostly Louis Vuitton and Chanel, but people stealing their stuff, right? And we've covered that on my channel quite a bit, so go check out those videos. But this time, methinks there's a little twist in the storyline because all of a sudden, it doesn't seem like anybody stole from Chanel, but quite the contrary. Seems as though Chanel this time might have stolen something themselves. Allegedly. Everything I say in this video is my opinion only, for entertainment purposes only. Just saying. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already here on the tubes. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon. superdacob all spelled together for extra perks there as well. Thank you to my members and patrons who have already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream every Saturday on my main channel, and you are all invited to join the conversations in the chats. Hello, chat. How's it going, sweetie darlings? So here's the tea, and I'm really interested to hear from you guys, also your opinion. Hearsay, we're in... I mean, Johnny Depp in the house, you guys. I got a little braid for you right there. Little braid. Okay. Chanel's allegedly steals the style or art or idea from artist called Maya Golishkina for their beauty perfumes Mother's Day campaign, allegedly. So this has come to my attention. This artist who's on Instagram creates particular type of art pieces of cutting out of cardboard and paper and stuff, objects, and then putting herself into the pictures on her bed in the kitchen. So it's like a very domestic situation, slightly ratchet, like very like normal everyday life, but then like she transforms everything in these cardboard cutouts. There's a very interesting picture she did after I think the situation with Russia and Ukraine started. She made a sewing machine, a huge, ginormous cutout paper cardboard painted sewing machine that was kind of painted in the colors of the Russian flag, and then she positioned herself underneath that sewing machine as if inside the sewing machine, as if the sewing machine were sewing the human being and the sewing machine was Russian. So she has like political statements. She's an artist, but she's become quite popular lately. So a lot of fashion magazines are collaborating with her. Brands might be collaborating with her, asking her to kind of draw Balenciaga clothes, sketch them out on cardboard and then put it on herself. So she's like wearing the drawn version of said brands. So she alleges that Chanel stole her idea, her art language, for the Mother's Day ad campaign that they're doing for their perfumes, cosmetic, and beauty products. So let's cue in a couple of pictures. I'm really interested to hear your opinion, you guys. So Maya Golishkina, whose Instagram account is called _the my, so THEMAIY and then other underscore. So here's what she writes on her Instagram account, and she says, I started my art path when I was about 5. I always worked so hard to show my works to this world. I've been working on my techniques and methods for a very long time, creating my own styles and handwriting. My hands just drop when things like this happen. Artists often work all their lives on their ideas and style and get almost nothing in return. I agree with her on that part. I can tell you that for sure out of personal experience. And the big brands just use it to their advantage and make a lot of money. And I have to work hard for them to make money off of me. I'm more than sure that I was on their mood board. Some would say that all kids draw like this, but no, there are too many similar details, sloppiness, shapes, execution. They didn't just take a kid's style. They copied my way of working. A mixture of carelessness, underhanded materials, not just cardboard. I'm waiting for your explanation at Chanel Official, at Chanel Beauty. All right, let me show you the next picture. Okay, so this is a couple of, okay, so they're not really ordered in the way, it doesn't matter. Okay, so people commenting, so they're saying like, oh yeah, with sloppy handwriting, cardboard worn by a human, that's your style, no doubt. people are calling out like, "Hey, Diet Prada, look at this." Like, Diet Prada, get on this, get on this. Chanel official, like, ew, and also I went to the Chanel official Instagram profile, and on those posts that Chanel made, some, not too many. We're not having the advent calendar scandal levels yet. People haven't caught on to this yet, but under a couple of their posts, of Chanel posts on Instagram, people are already retaliating and saying, "You stole her idea, you stole her idea." Let me show you more. But okay, so this is, for example, what Chanel posted. One of the images Chanel posted for their Mother's Day ad campaign, and Maya Golishkina shared it. So you see those, they kind of have people dressed in these cutout paper, Chanel number 5 bottle, skincare bottle, Chance au Tendre bottle. There's a little egg thing, which is the Chanel hand cream, and then we have also a lippy, and there's always a person inside these like cardboard features. And as she says, mixed materials. It's not just cardboard like the Chanel. One of the Chanel 5 bottles have also a plastic material to create the lid. We're going to get to that. Let me show you the next one. So this is all Chanel's work. Thus, this is Chanel's photo, not her work yet. Let me show you the next picture. So here she says, Chanel was inspired by my works. This is also posted on Maya's Instagram profile, and she kind of circles the type of writing, how they spelled Chanel number 5, and the font they used. And you see that fluffy foil that they used for the lid of Chanel number 5. She says, "This is a mix of materials that I use, and I kind of put people inside. Usually she puts herself inside of paper cutout objects." Next picture. Again, she's pointing like that type of writing on the nail polish box that Chanel made. Next one. This she claims is one of her most famous works. It's her kind of like all wrapped around in this gauze, and then it looks like a broken egg, almost like that yellow splatter. It can have a lot of different meanings, obviously, but then that's Chanel's La Crème, the hand cream in the pebble, which they have these. I have here the number 5 version. This is how these little things look like. It's a hand cream that comes in this pebble, and Chanel did their version of the hand cream, and she kind of put her photo next to, saying like, "Hey, like, this is my idea," and that's what they did out of it. They used paper mache or paper to do it. She used the gauze, but doesn't matter. I mean, I see the similarity, but all right. Next picture. Aisha says total ripoff. So here she's showing more examples of Chanel's ad campaign with the different products. Next picture. We're done. So now I went through Maya's Instagram profile to see if there are any more images that look like this, and there aren't really. So doing cutout things out of cardboard, it's been done before, Maya. You're not the first one to do it. There's that. Performing at home, this type of aesthetic, this type of language. Tracy Emin did it already in a different way, but there's a lot of artists that went through these type of stylistical phases. Now some, like in Maya's case, I would presume she's becoming more and more popular in the fashion world. If fashion likes something, if they think it's something you're doing is hip, then the fashion world is going to take that. They're going to, fashion magazines are going to ask you to make little pieces for them so they could do a little photo shoot and publish that in their magazine. And brands are going to put you on the mood board. I do believe Maya when she says that Chanel probably had her on their mood board, but I also think Chanel had other artists on their mood board as well, not just her, because if you go through her Instagram profile, and I do advise you all to do that and to check out the posts of her work, it's not like all her work looks like those Chanel pieces. There's a lot of her work is also very much, I want to say, different. Wait, what was let me check out the Instagram profile. I don't know it anymore. Because Maya Galishkina is her name, but the Instagram profile has a different name. And I always forget it because it's a complicated one for me to remember, you guys. So I have it here somewhere. The Mai. Okay. So I'm scrolling through some of the works, and yes, she does position herself. A lot of them are also political, very interesting. She's a performance artist that works with cardboard, but a lot of her pieces are not just limited to what Chanel does in terms of cardboard and a human being inside. I mean, she also did a work with plates. Um, this is a very interesting one. Like for example, this one. Hold on, you see, I'm just showing you on Instagram. Like it's plates, and she's printed her body on the plates. So like, well, Chanel didn't do that, you know. It's the cardboard thing. Some of them I can't really show because they're a little bit more graphic. She does really fast. I love this one where she's like Patrick from SpongeBob, and this is a really creepy one, but I think this is really a beautiful. I love this one very, very much. And the caption underneath it reads. The caption underneath it reads, "Mom asked me to dress like a normal person, and then me dressing up like this instead." So she has a sense of humor. You know, this is, I mean, me having studied art and performance, and I understand all of this. However, would I say that Chanel kind of, she doesn't do just cut out cardboard pieces. Ugh, why does this thing glitch all the time? Here's another one. Like it's very fashionable. You know what I mean? It's art, but it's also very design. There's a very, very strong aesthetic there. And you know, you could say this has almost looks a little bit like something if Diane Arbus took a photo at home of someone, this could have been that, but it also could be a lot of other artists we've seen here. Okay, for example, here's a Balenciaga moment. I don't know if Balenciaga asked her to do this, or like she's kind of like made out of paper, cut out like an outfit. Really, we're not going to focus on it. Oh, the camera isn't filming anymore. um there you have it. You see, you have that little moment outfit. Balenciaga, she cut it out, made it, you know. So you could say, well, is she stealing Balenciaga's designs because she's appropriating Balenciaga to look like she's dressing in Balenciaga, but in an art version? She's commenting on art, and then Chanel is commenting on her. But then these cutout situations, I don't know. What do you guys think? How much is Chanel stealing from her and how much not? Katie Brown, subscribe. Thank you for subscribing, Katie. There are a lot of artists out there now who actively seek out this kind of situation so they can have a little promo moment. Not saying that's what this person is doing. Now, this is something interesting because quite a few people have called her out exactly for that. I have read comments of people saying, hey, you're just looking for promotion. They're not taken from you like Jesus says this isn't a new concept for Chanel, though. Chanel have been using kids' drawings of their products for Mother's Day for years now. True, that's a good point. Jesus, for many years now, for Mother's Day, sometimes even for Valentine's Day, they would go that route and either do. Now they did the little boxes with people inside, like wearing the products. But in the past, they also do just scribbles. They used to do literally just drawings or little objects built out of paper mache that were not worn by humans. So they do this concept since many, many, many years now. Claire Louise Lux says, okay, so maybe there's enough differences to say it wasn't theft or copying. Claire, that's my question. I'm also kind of analyzing the situation because obviously I like to produce content too. So for me, I was very well aware when I saw this controversy that, yeah, I can understand how some people are saying, she just wants the attention. So she's kind of pushing it, making it more into something than it really is. But I also see her side because I feel like she feels like they really are appropriating her work. At the same time, I know how it is for artists and their egos. It's not easy sometimes to deal with an ego of an artist, and you might kind of end up seeing more into something than there actually really is. Um, I'm not a lawyer, so everything I say in this video obviously is just for entertainment purposes only. It's all just my opinion. But if this was my artwork, I don't know if I would think that I had a case in court against Chanel for this. I think it's too loose. It's too loose of a similarity. It's not like 99% of her work is cardboard objects that people wear. because it's not. A lot of her work is not that. Her work is mostly photography based. And yes, she does create scenarios in which, in some cases, she does have paper cutouts and she's interacting with them or they are part of her body. But this kind of literally creating boxes and people humping and that's kind of not, I don't really see it, but to each their own. Enjoy you so much, says Katie Brown. Thank you so much. Debbie says, this one is complicated. I agree. Pop says, I totally think it's a coincidence. This type of art is nothing new, says Pop. Jack says, kids have been wearing cardboard costumes for decades. Fruit Fly says, to Fruit Fly or not to Fruit Fly? Good question, Fruit Fly. Asia A says, she worked for Messaggeria Milano. Marc Jacobs, Balenciaga, and Bimba Lola. You can see on her profile. Yes, she has collaborated with them. Yes, I have read that on her profile. And she's also done some works for fashion magazines as well. So she's known in the fashion world for whoever works in Chanel would have been easy to see what she has done for other brands and take inspiration from there. I completely agree with you, Asia. And this is the point, Asia A, where Hella Barbara says, not similar enough. Andrea Myers asks, what's the Instagram name? And thank you, Asia, for pointing it out. _THEMAIY underscore. That's the Instagram profile. I agree with you. Like, as I said at the beginning of this video, she is working in the fashion field and like fashion has discovered her. You know, when fashion discovers an artist because they feel like they're hip enough, fashion appropriates the artist. They then cuddle the artist. They then say, you know, a fashion brand will come to you and say, here, wear all our clothes. Here's the clothes for free. Like, give us a little moment, darling. Give us a little moment so that we can use to show to the world that we are cool too. So that's how fashion appropriates art, so that fashion can appear more hip, more cool, more in the moment. And since she has this repertoire and in her portfolio fashion brands she's worked with already, she's already on the radar of the main fashion world. And as we know, Chanel is lackluster in the field of being trendy. Chanel is very, very bourgeoisie. Chanel is very, very conservative. So, but they want to look cool, fresh, and hip, when in reality, just my opinion, Chanel always has like a stick up their butt a little bit, you know, with their aesthetics. And I'm living for that stick up. I love their conservative shit. Like, for me, that's timeless, and I live for it. But I see how they're trying to maintain their conservative attitude while at the same time being hip. And I'm like, Chanel, it don't work both ways. You got to do either this or that. You know, and I think Chanel has been struggling, by just my personal opinion, since many years to find the right line. You know, as long as we love their classic shapes and styles, their puffy quilted bags and, you know, the pearls and the camellias, and, you know, I'm always going to be a sucker for their camellias, for their 255 bags. Like, they could make a 5 billion years of just the same bag every year, and I would keep loving it. But when Chanel tries to go that hip route, that look how cool and trendy we are route, well, that's when they end up hiring Pharrell Williams as their brand ambassador. That's when they end up hiring Kristen Stewart as their brand ambassador. Oof. You know what I mean? You know, and we're all like, oh, cringe, but, you know, oh, bless them. They think that's cool. So their marketing department has a very twisted vision, my personal opinion, of how hip and trendy works. And it's a very limited edition type of modernity. It's just not for me. So that's why I really don't look too much into Chanel's ad campaigns, because usually they really are terrible, in my opinion. Their 60s ad campaigns, their 50s ad campaigns, 30s ad campaigns, even 70s ad campaigns were amazing. The stuff they're doing now, it fails. It fails in so many ways for me. So I live for their classic conservative pieces that I always loved. They don't need to promote them to me. I don't need an ad campaign to want to buy a 255 bag. And in fact, they don't sell you an ad campaign to buy a 255 bag. They're trying to make ad campaigns, cool and kooky ad campaigns for these newer pieces. Like, hey, look, we got a Pebble hand cream. I love the way it smells though. But anyway, so I love my conservative Chanel stuff. You know, the little, you know, conservative mirrors, like the shape. We know we've seen this 5,000 years of the same stuff, but I keep buying it because to me this is beautiful. So I'm just saying, Chanel, in my humble opinion, needs a complete do-over, makeover. They're not cool. They're not hip. Forget about it, Chanel. Don't even try. Just stay conservative, stick to what you know, girl. Otherwise, if you want to be hip and trendy, fire everybody who's working for you and hire a completely new team and start over. Why not? Others have done it and have done it very well. I'm just saying. Just saying. Keeping it real here. I agree with you, Dacob. Sometimes I like Chanel for its conservative aesthetics, as Kimberly. Yeah, and I'm not lying about it. I don't want to sit here and tell you, oh my God, I'm so hip and trendy. No, I'm not. But I know exactly what I love. And I don't need some marketing team to brainwash me into thinking I need this, I need that. No, I know what I want. And what I want, sometimes it fits with the times. Sometimes what I want doesn't fit with the times. Sometimes what I want is the opposite of what hip is. I don't care. I don't care if people judge me. I don't care if I walk on the street and I wear something that looks like it's 50,000 years old and people are like, oh my God. I don't care. I don't care what other people think. You know, like Beyonce would say. Yeah, it's another non-hip moment like Beyonce, really. Are we quoting Beyonce now? Apparently we are. You know, you don't pay my bills, you don't pay my telephone bills, you know. So it's like, well, that's Destiny's Child, even older than Beyonce. Girl, let me. So that's the thing. Like, you don't pay my bills, I don't pay you no mind. Very RuPaul moment. And that's honestly, like, people walking on the street, why should I care what they think of me? Are they paying my bills? Are they sustaining? No. So I wear what I love. And sometimes the things I love are really not on trend, are completely out of trend. And sometimes the things I love happen to be on trend. So that's what I'm saying. And this kind of like forceful, cramped trying to be on trend for Chanel for certain things, it doesn't fit their image of this bourgeoisie conservative lady wearing tweed suits. You know what I mean? And then they're trying to make the tweed suit look fresh and young because black, you know, the slingback, denim jeans, white t-shirt, and a black Chanel jacket. This look, it began since the early 2000s, I want to say. Well, already in the 90s, but like really that kind of conservative way of looking. Like, hey, I'm super rich, but I can also look cool like a person that's not rich, and that's cool. And I don't like that. I really don't. Now, does a Chanel jacket look great with jeans, a white t-shirt, and slingbacks? Yes, I love that aesthetic. I love how it looks. But there's a difference here, you guys, between loving how that silhouette looks and seeing many people wear that look for all the wrong reasons. So there's a distinction we have to make here between what is the intention a person has when they're wearing something, how they want to look, and how they actually come across as. Because even in that légère, simple look of a black Chanel jacket, white t-shirt, denim pants, and slingbacks, even in that super classic look, even there, you could end up being worn by the clothes instead of you wearing the clothes. Yes, even in such a simple combination, you could become the victim of said fashion. So that's why I'm saying it's not easy also to find your own style, your own line, and your own line might just be completely different from the times you're living in. And that's okay. Don't be afraid to be yourself. That's the bottom line I want to say here. Jesus says there are definitely some similarities, but I don't know if it's intentional. Let her have her moment though. Jesus, good point, and that's exactly why I made this video, because I'm like, okay, she seems like a super fun. Well, I don't know if she seems fun. I don't know how fun she is. But I do like her sense of proportions. I like her sense for colors. She is an artist. You see it. I feel when I watch her photos, I feel something. So I thought to myself, okay, yes, I think she's also stretching it a little with her allegations. She does want some attention, but I'm going to give it to her. I'm going to give it to her because I do like most of the things she comes up with visually. So I'm like, it's actually worth discovering this artist. She's cool in many ways. So why not talk about her? I think some people like hip and on trend, and some like classic and heritage. Personally, I like the classic. Jack says it takes decades of mistakes to find your style. Sharon says that's so true. When we pay our way in this world, who cares what others think? I love seeing people rocking their own look. I say go for what makes you feel good. And on that note, let me know your comments and your thoughts in the comment section down below. And until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Bye.